the Saudi STEP English Exam Standardized Test of English Proficiency, a basic student guide. Today I'd like to give you some general and specific advice about the compositional analysis section of the STEP exam, which is the writing part. So let's go ahead. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. STEP Compositional Analysis CA. This is the writing part of the STEP exam. In this section, there are 10 multiple choice questions, and the marks for this are 10% of the whole exam. This is not a writing exam. IELTS is a writing exam. In IELTS, we have 2 writing tasks. In this section is not a writing section. Rather, it is a test of your knowledge of sentence structure, your knowledge of grammar, your knowledge of how correct sentences look in English. And the way they ask is to give you a multiple choice questions to ask you to identify mistakes in sentences. The mistakes are usually punctuation, capital full stops, commas, question marks, capital letters, the order of sentences, how conjunctions work, and guide words. So generally they testing your knowledge of how you understand a correct sentences to be in English. To practice for this, you should use the Word. Use Word in English. Download the English grammar check and Grammarly and start practicing writing sentences. These 2 programs will find your mistakes and check your mistakes, learn why they're mistakes, and practice writing and generally get good at grammar and get good at writing sentences. Compositional analysis CA, this section of the test doesn't test your ability to write in English. It only tests your ability to recognize correct English. So in a sense, it's a test of grammar, it's a test of punctuation, it's a test of your knowledge of how sentences join together, how sentences flow. Normally the questions are multiple choice. Each question will have 4 sentences. 3 of the sentences are incorrect. 1 of the sentences is correct. The errors, the mistakes, usually related to punctuation, full stops, commas, capital letters, question marks, apostrophes, misused or missing. There may be misuse of conjunctions and so, and but. There may be misuse of guide words, first, second, to begin with, therefore. Sentences won't flow necessarily logically. They won't be in logical order. So they will test those skills as well. In later videos, I will give you examples of the kinds of questions they are going to test you and how they'll test you in the STEP exam. So for the exam, you should know what is a good sentence and how sentences can be well constructed, well built, well written. You should understand the proper use of punctuation. For example, commas, periods, capital letters, spacing, capitalization. You must understand how sentences join well together, how they flow, the use of correct linking words in sentences and transitional phrases. Also, the logical order within sentences also. You should understand the difference between formal English and informal English and the kinds of language used in those contexts. Vocabulary and the correct use of word choice and synonyms in those contexts. You should understand logic and how ideas and flow logically in sequence within a sentence and within paragraphs, and proper paragraph structure. So the exam will test your knowledge and recognition of mistakes within the distractors. Test your knowledge of how sentences combine and join together, and the order and sequence of grammar and ideas. So the CA part of the exam tests your passive knowledge of writing mechanics rather than your active writing skills. And like I said, in later videos, I will give you examples of the types of questions and the skills that are required to answer those questions successfully. My name is Muhammad Francis. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.